One moment, you're staring down a possible life sentence on a RICO rap. The next, your son is outside the courthouse, pounding out push-ups like it's recess. Sean Diddy Combs just sidestepped the heaviest counts in his federal trial. Yet, the real fireworks only started when his 27-year-old heir, Christian King Combs, decided to flex on the world. From cocky courthouse callouts to a risky diss track that taunts Homeland Security, from yacht deck assault claims to whispers of revenge lawsuits, the Combs saga keeps mutating by the hour. Stay locked in because every new twist cranks the stakes higher, and the family's victory lap may be steering them straight into the storm. Outside Manhattan's federal courthouse, reporters were still reciting the verdict when Christian burst through the doors, peeled off his blazer, and hit the sidewalk for a spontaneous set of 20 push-ups. A TMZ livestream froze on his broad grin. TikTok loops of the stunt racked up millions of views by sundown. But the internet spotted something the bare chest couldn't hide: timing. Seconds earlier, the jury had spared Diddy the racketeering and trafficking guillotine, but still stamped him with 2 Mann Act convictions, felonies that carry up to 10 years apiece. Even so, Christian crowed to ABC, "We love everybody watching. So happy he's coming home. God bless." Within hours, former bodyguard Gene Deal blasted the antics as pure hubris, warning that judges remember swagger when they pick a sentence. Memes spliced Christian's push-ups beside survivors' tear-stained testimonies, branding the clip the tone-deaf Olympics. And while courthouse concrete cooled, another fire was kindling. Critics said the stunt wasn't just insensitive. Headlines screamed, "Acquitted," yet the paper beneath told a grimmer tale. The jury cleared Diddy of racketeering conspiracy and 2 sex trafficking counts, but nailed him on transporting 2 individuals across state lines for unlawful activity. Old-school Mann Act charges that prosecutors linked to Cassie Ventura and a still-sealed John Doe. Each count tops out at 10 years. Sentencing is penciled for October 3rd, 2025. Judge Arun Subramanian also iced every bail request, citing potential danger to witnesses, so Diddy remains in Brooklyn's Metropolitan Detention Center, where fellow inmates allegedly gave him a standing ovation for beating the feds. Criminal lawyers note that partial wins often melt at sentencing if a judge feels the defendant lacks remorse. Cue Christian's outdoor workout and see why eyebrows shot sky high. And if social media outrage felt hot, wait until rap royalty jumped into the brawl. Within minutes, 50 Cent dropped an Instagram reel, splicing Christian's push-ups over "Many Men," the very track Christian had referenced in a pre-trial freestyle. Fans piled on. One commenter wrote, "Flexing while women relive trauma? Real G energy king." Even hip-hop blogs that normally praise Combs branded the scene tone deaf. The backlash grew sharper when Christian doubled down during a parking lot selfie video, smirking, "You saw the scoreboard. Feds 0, Pops 1. That clip fueled a meme cycle. Split screens of Christian's brags beside courtroom sketches of crying witnesses. Critics argued the attitude could poison jurors in upcoming civil actions and hand prosecutors fresh ammo at sentencing. But Christian's real mic drop was lurking in a studio hard drive. Just days after Homeland Security's twin raids on Diddy's Los Angeles and Miami mansions, Christian released Pick a Side. Over a warped soul sample, he rapped, "Knock them walls down like when them Fed boys ran through both our cribs. Too bad they didn't know we bought the one next door, 'cause that's the one they missed." Bloggers gasped. Was Diddy's own son bragging about stashing evidence a wall away? The track also claps at 50 Cent. All they had was 50, who put the city on the map. Pop's been hated on by many men, and they gon' die trying. Die-hard fans said it was harmless bravado. Lawyers muttered, "Obstruction Exhibit A." The single scored millions of streams, but drew a stern phone call from Diddy's lead counsel, who reportedly urged Christian to shut it and scrub it. The song vanished from Spotify for 24 hours before reappearing minus the missed house bar. Too late, because TikTok already immortalized it. And while the internet dissected lyrics, a darker headline hit the wires. Gossip site Hip Hop Tea claimed Christian was actively exploring defamation countersuits against several accusers, mirroring his father's recent $50 million blitz on Courtney Burgess and NBC Universal. No docket entries list his name, yet, so chalk it up to rumor. Still, Diddy's own barrage signals the family's appetite for offense. File first, question later. Newsweek noted the strategy could chill future witnesses by dangling financial ruin over anyone who speaks. First Amendment scholars warn that federal anti-SLAPP protections are patchy. A determined celebrity with deep pockets can drag a defendant through years of motions before a judge ever weighs truth. Survivors groups fear Christian's threat, real or not, could set a precedent. Big-name defendants flipping the script to put accusers on trial. Yet Christian's urge to sue may be self-defense, because one civil complaint has his name in bold print. In April 2024, stewardess Grace O. Marque filed a civil suit alleging Christian cornered her inside the cinema room of the 279-foot super yacht Victorious during a holiday charter and tried to force oral sex before a colleague burst in. She claims bruises, PTSD, an eating disorder, and thoughts of ending her own life. The filing names both Christian and Diddy as co-defendants, accusing father of enabling the environment. Christian's team dismissed the allegations as invented lies chasing a payday, echoing language Diddy's lawyers now cut and paste across multiple suits. But legal experts note the yacht case sits in civil court, where the burden of proof slides from beyond a reasonable doubt to preponderance of evidence. 51%. Cameras saw no push-ups outside that courthouse. Instead, process servers claimed the younger Combs dodged service twice before finally accepting papers in Beverly Hills. And this is only one wave in a rising sea of lawsuits.
Wikipedia's ever-lengthening legal issues page lists more than a dozen open civil cases spanning 3 decades, from 90s nightclub shootings to 2024 revenge claims. Court filings allege everything from unpaid producer royalties to ring kingpinning. Veteran attorney Lisa Bloom told Business Insider that the July 2 split verdict doesn't stop civil juries from awarding punitive damages. If anything, it emboldens them because the criminal system didn't fully deliver. Insiders whispered Diddy may pursue global settlements before sentencing, but that price tag ballooned the moment Christian beatboxed in front of TV cameras. Plaintiffs can now argue the family displays no remorse. Look at the push-ups, Your Honor. Defense lawyers fear that bravado could add zeros to checks, or even flip sympathetic jurors. Public sentiment is the wild card, and Christian seems determined to test it. A leaked juror interview in the New York Post revealed frustration. One panelist called Christian's courthouse routine insulting to the process. Meanwhile, Page 6 described inmates roaring in applause when Diddy returned to his unit. A morale boost, sure, but one that magnifies the celebrity pass narrative outside the walls. Gene Deal's scathing podcast rant predicted Christian swagger could nudge Judge Subramanian toward the upper end of the guidelines. Even some longtime fans tweeted that the victory dance felt like spiking the ball on the 1-yard line. PR experts warn that every smirk can morph into prosecution exhibit B at sentencing memoranda. And so the question hangs, will Christian's loyalty humanize a son desperate to rescue his dad, or display the very arrogance the court vows to punish? Diddy escaped the heaviest chains, but his house is hardly quiet. Christian's push-ups, diss tracks, and rumored legal counterpunches have turned a partial courtroom win into a PR minefield. Felony convictions still wait for sentencing. Civil claims stack higher. Federal investigators haven't closed their laptops. Yet the Combs camp keeps talking, sometimes in 16-bar bursts, sometimes in sidewalk calisthenics, and every word becomes fresh oxygen for a scandal that refuses to cool. So remember that first image, a son hitting the pavement, counting off reps while the ink on a verdict still dries. If hubris carries as much weight as evidence, those 20 push-ups might weigh heavier than 10,000 pages of testimony when October 3rd rolls around. And if a countersuit whispers turn real, Christian could find himself on the stand sooner than he thinks, facing a very different kind of audience. Stay tuned, because in this saga, every flex writes a new verse, and the final chorus hasn't even begun.